Lynda, hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Me too. I'm excited to have you on here. Tell us about Love and Pebble and the ethos behind the brand.
Sure. Yeah, so we are a icy facial mask that melts into a skin-loving face mask. So it's made with all natural superfoods, and it's like all food grade. So what sets us different is that it's a food grade product that you mix with water and you freeze and apply it to your face as like an icy facial.
That is so cool. I've never seen anything like it. And I was watching videos of like your mom using it, and it just looks so interesting. How on earth did you come up with this idea? And when, like, take us back to this time in your life where you were deciding to actually start this and turn it into a beauty business?
Yeah, so I actually struggled with acne growing up. And I would get this really bad, like cystic acne, like on my chin, where it's like not ready to pop, but it was just like deep into my skin. So what I would do is I would take like ice cubes and I would freeze like aloe vera and then just like rub it on my skin. And I noticed that that was like really working for me. And so I continue to do this like, even as an adult, I would apply like frozen bananas or I'd mix up this concoction and like I'd blend it and then I'd freeze it and apply it to my skin. And so one day I was like with my boyfriend, who's my husband now, we were like on the couch and I was like applying it on my face. He's like, "What the heck are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh my God, you have to try this. This is so amazing. Like it's really good." So he tried it and he was instantly hooked. Like he was like, "Oh my gosh, like this feels so good." And it just gave him like this instant glow. And so he was like, like, how can we share this with everyone? Like, how can we create this as a product? So I was like, so we were just like, it's like, how do we send like fresh fruits to consumers? So, after 2 years of R&D, we figured out how to do that. And so we wanted to make sure that we maintain like natural ingredients. So, our formula is food grade, but still keeping it like fresh and not require chemicals or preservatives. So we kept it in powder. And so it's kind of like a little mixture that you mix with water. And we were able to do that without having chemicals in there. And so here we are.
Here you are. And what year are we talking when you started that, well, when you had that conversation on the couch?
Okay, so that was in 2018, right? And when we first launched, like when we first started our company, we didn't start with our beauty pops. We started with facial tools and having the beauty pops in mind. So, I was really worried about, like, I was scared about launching it. Like, what if people think it's stupid? What if people don't like this? But thankfully it's been a success. And like, after 2 years, so 2021, which is last year, is when we officially launched our beauty pops.
Okay, right. Got it. I love a bit of a timeline so I can kind of keep in mind when everything is. So going back to that 2 years of development, are you kind of like, have you invested a lot of savings in that? How much money did you need to actually get it to the point where it was able to be put out into the world?
So when we first started our company, we started with about $20,000, and then we reinvested everything, and then we got to a certain point where like when we launched the beauty pops, it required new molds or new more inventory and just like new formulas. So I sold my house actually.
No way. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So I sold my house and we were like, you know what? Are we all in? We're all in. So let's do this. So
I love how you're also like not going straight to like raising money. You're like, what money can I pull out of myself right now? Where is the asset that I can sell?
yes. So because we were going back and forth a lot, like my boyfriend and I, it would be like your house or my house. And it just made no sense. So we're just like, okay, I'll just move in with him, sell my house. And, we were really serious about this business. So I sold my house and then I put another $100,000 into the company after we launched the Beauty Pops.
And when you were saying just a moment ago, you weren't sure what the feedback was going to be when you put it out there into the world. What was your personal community of people around you saying, like your friends and your family or, old colleagues, that kind of thing?
So a lot of people were unsure because it's something they've never seen before. So they're just like, I don't know, like it seems interesting, but there's nothing to compare it to because there's nothing like it. So, actually, like when we first launched, we did a little, we call it the beauty pop-ups. So we were at a local salon, and this lady, we were talking about a product, and she came up to us and just laughed at us. She was like, "That's silly. Like, these are pops to eat, not for your face," And we're like, no, it's for your skin. And my husband's a pharmacist. He's been a pharmacist for over 15 years, and so he helped me formulate it. And he was like, the ingredients in here are, there's research behind this. Like, there's turmeric is great for, it's anti-inflammatory. Aloe vera is antibacterial. So these ingredients are actually good for your skin. There's a reason why we chose these ingredients. So it's not, there is a cute and fun aspect to our product, but they really work.
And so when you launch in 2021, obviously, I'm assuming you had a bit of a customer base from, the previous year selling the beauty tools. Are you able to paint kind of a picture, like how big was the business before you launched the Beauty Pops?
We weren't really big, actually. We were, we started off with some tools on Amazon, and I didn't have much of a community at that time. And what really changed was when we reinvented ourselves and did the Beauty Pops. And I was really surprised because we started small. I only ordered 4,000 units of the Beauty Pops. We called it a soft launch. It was kind of like getting your MVP product out. And I was expecting, just to sell it, not sell it, but just give it away, get some feedback, and just kind of see how the market reacts to this, right? But we actually went viral.
No way.
Yeah, we went viral 2 weeks after launching it because an influencer, well, she wasn't really an influencer, but she was just I think she only had 2,000 followers, and she posted our product on TikTok. And overnight, she had 1 million views.
No way.
Yeah, and so it completely sold out our inventory. So I sold out the 4,000 units within 2 weeks, and we were like, "Whoa! This is crazy!" And at that time we got so much good feedback. People were like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool! This really worked for my skin." So we had to do another order, and then after the other order, it took us about 2 months to get back in stock. We went viral again, and it was my mom's video.
Oh, I love that video.
Yeah, seriously, when my mom did the video, it was unintentional. It was just okay, I'm just gonna throw this video up of my mom because it was her first time trying my new concoction. So she applies it, and then the before and after was amazing, and people fell in love with it. They were we sold out again within 2 weeks. Within those 2 weeks, we made over $100,000 in sales. We sold out all of our inventory.
You're like, thanks, Mom.
Yeah, it's been wild, and it's really reassuring to know that what we created, people love it, and it's just now it's just we can't stay in stock, which is a good thing, but it's really stressful. It's really hard.
That's a good thing. It's a bittersweet problem to have because, of course, you want to be in stock. But yeah, of course, having that demand is interesting. I have a few questions just going back to the first influencer post that went viral, the 2,000 followers influencer. Was she someone that just posted off the bat, you didn't know she was posting, or was it a paid opportunity?
Not at all. We did not pay her anything. We just gave her, she was I think she only had 2,000 followers on her Instagram and barely any on her TikTok. And we were just why not? Let's just give it away to as many people as possible. So we just gave it away. And then all of a sudden, her video was it was good. But we didn't think much of it. And so when she posted it on TikTok, we just started seeing sales coming in. We're like, what in the world's going on? And then she DM'd me and she was like, do you see my post? I have 700,000 views right now. And we were like, holy moly.
It's just mind-blowing to me, like how many times I'm speaking to people now and they're like, yeah, we just had a video go viral for no good reason. And it's just changed the game. Like the power of these platforms now is like next. Well, I haven't seen it as much on Instagram or heard of that happening on Instagram, to be honest. It's TikTok really. But not leveraging that and harnessing that power is like such a missed opportunity right now in today's landscape.
Absolutely. I mean, we have gone viral 5 times at this point, and it's like my husband's like, "What do you do? Like, how do you do it?" I'm like, "I don't know. It just, I'm not doing anything fancy. It's just there's no, I mean, there's no like equipment. Like, I don't have like a full like production team behind me like doing things. It's seriously like in my kitchen or like in my room, doing the pops or like clipping videos together. And honestly, I think it's telling a story. I think that's what TikTok likes to see. It's organic, authentic, and just being able to tell like your story.
100%. What is your like posting schedule? Like how much time do you create? Like how much time do you spend creating videos and how much are you posting on these platforms on a daily basis?
So we started doing TikTok April of 2021, and I didn't take it seriously until like June, and I was doing it every day for about 4 months.
Like once a day or
Yes, every day. My husband was like,
just one post a day?
yes, one post a day. He was like, get on TikTok. So I was like, okay. So I did. I was doing it once a day, every day for about 4 months. And then when we got reached out by Shark Tank, it just kind of everything went out the window because I got really busy. I had to like do a lot of prep work, and so then I was doing it like 3 times a week. And then after airing on Shark Tank, I got pregnant. So I didn't have any time. I got pregnant and I was really sick in my first trimester. So for like 2 months, I was not posting as frequently as I'd like to, but I'm still like, I think that people find their way to us, and we have like 80,000 followers right now, which is pretty cool. We're pretty proud about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. And it's like, for you now, well, let's backtrack a little bit. So we're still pre-Shark Tank. You've got the TikTok going on. Is there any other initiatives or any other marketing efforts that you're doing, or you're just focusing on getting that like daily video up on TikTok?
So we dabbled with some paid ads, Instagram and like Facebook and stuff, but it was never our main focus. It's like everything for us has really been organic, and we find that we get better results that way. It's something that I still think is important to have, but we haven't really mastered that yet. It's just like it's like TikTok has been the best thing for us. And then obviously, being on Shark Tank and a lot of press. But that happened all organically. So yeah, I'm not against paid ads, but it's just something that we haven't mastered yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the Shark Tank experience. Someone reaches out to you. When are we talking about? Like, what's the timeline for this?
We got reached out in April.
And so did they see you on TikTok? Is that kind of like, did they see one of your viral videos, do you think? Yeah. Okay. They see you that way.
They did. Mm-hmm. And they reached out to us, and we got an email, and we're like, is this fake? Like, does Shark Tank reach out to people? I thought you apply.
I had someone say the exact same thing on the show yesterday. It's the founder of Bora Bora, and she was like, we had someone claiming that they were like the producers or like the casting team, and we were like, righto, this is a scam. Like, ooh.
Yeah. What's crazy is that 2 days before being reached out by Shark Tank, my husband and I walked into Kendra Scott's store, and Kendra Scott is actually she was one of the guest sharks on there. And my husband's like, we're going to be on Shark Tank. And I was like, later, like, we're not ready for Shark Tank. Like, let's maybe next year, He's like, I think we're going to be on there. I think our product's pretty cool. And I was like, okay, cool. I wasn't thinking much.
It's so weird.
So manifestation, I believe wholeheartedly in that. But anyway, like, they reached out to us, and we didn't think it was real, but we went on some interviews, and yeah, surely it was legit. It was real. So we were like jumping up and down. But they do have like it was a process. Like there's like several interview processes, and like you have to kind of do like, you know, they have to do like their due diligence just to make sure everything looks, you know, good and is accurate. And so it was a really cool experience.
Tell us about the experience. What happens when you go on the show?
So like we were, you know, it was a lot of prepping. We were really nervous. But honestly, it was probably the most exciting experience I've ever been. Like it was like the adrenaline we had. We were really nervous, and just seeing the sharks in real life was so surreal. They didn't feel real to me because they were just like perfect looking. Like they looked like the wax, you know, like
Madam
it's just like
Tussauds.
yeah, like they were just so perfect looking. Their hair and everything, wardrobe, they were just beautiful, and it just happened so fast. Like everything was just, it went by really fast, and we got a lot of love and support. Like they were really nice and really good feedback. And ultimately, like we didn't get a deal, but we learned a lot, and I took a lot of their feedback, you know, back to our business and really applied that. And I think what they said was that we were too early, and you know, we grew so fast. Like, you know, within a couple weeks of launching, we went viral. And so they weren't sure if we were gonna, you know, if that was like sustainable or if it was like a one-hit wonder thing. But, you know, it's been like 8 months since then, and, you know, we're still going strong. So, you know, we're working really hard.
With their feedback, like what were they, or did they say rather, like what they would have needed to see to be interested? Like, were they interested in like, obviously, yes, you'd been viral, but what would they have needed to be interested?
So they were really interested in the product. They really liked our numbers, but I think they just needed more time and more of like a track record, because when we pitched, it was only like 3 months in of after launching the beauty pop. So it was just like you know, they were just like, I'm not sure, like you're really early on, and you know, you went viral a few times. Is that something that is like, you know, going viral is kind of unpredictable. Like you can't really,
You can't plan for that.
you can't plan for that. So that was their concern. But also like, I think it was just really new for them. I think that was the main feedback that we got.
And when did the episode aired though, right?
Yes, it aired in November of last year.
And how was it, like the impact after the episode aired?
Well, we got so much support and love. I think just like, you know, we were like really humbled and grateful for all the support that we got. Like a lot of people reached out to us and was like, you know, I really feel like you should have gotten a deal, but you know, I think the love and support that we got from the show was even more. It was like actually better for us. I think us not getting a deal was a blessing in disguise, because like like on the show you'll see like at the end, like I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, but we were really emotional, and I was really bummed that we didn't get a deal, but like it was a blessing in disguise. And like now looking back, I learned so much, and I realized that we weren't ready. Like we can't even stay in stock. Like we just got back in stock a week ago, and like, you know, we're still working on supply chain and all of that. So it's like, you know, I think that it's best to go slow. And, you know, we're just like listening to our customers, trying to collect feedback, trying to see how we can improve. We've been in some interviews with some retailers, and that's been great. So I think it's better this way, that we go slow so that we're not like getting ahead of ourselves.
And I also feel like you probably reaped the benefits of being on Shark Tank and, you know, still got what you needed to get out of it, out of that experience. Obviously, mass exposure. I'm sure you had sales through the roof, all that kind of good stuff, and lots of love from your community. So, you know, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really, I mean, sales were through the roof.
Are you able to share?
Yeah, I mean, I could share some. So we did sell out. We sold out in like 2 weeks of airing. I think we had like, I can't remember because this was my first trimester and I was like really nauseous. I was sick.
Oh my God. Hate that for you.
Yeah, it was really good. We sold a lot, and we set up a pre-order list, and we had like over 2,000 pre-orders, and yeah, it was wild. But what was really crazy was that it was right before Black Friday. Yeah, like during Black Friday, sales are really crazy. So when we aired, it was like the weekend before that, and people were buying a lot for like gifts and stuff. So it was crazy.
Just completely nuts. My gosh. And so where is the business today coming into 2022, and what's the future roadmap looking like for you?
Yeah, so a lot of people have been asking for more flavors, and that is what we're going to do. We have 3 more flavors coming this year. We're hoping that we can get it out. I've been working on the new formulas since last year, but I'm not like, I have to make sure that it's perfect before we launch. So we're hoping to have it launched by second quarter. So new flavors, and then we're actually in the talks with some retailers. So we'll see.
Retail expansion. It's exciting.
Yeah, we're really excited.
How do you approach like funding now, and what are your thoughts on, getting investors and things like that?
So we haven't paid ourselves. And that's actually not the best way to go, honestly, because we sometimes feel burnt out. I don't recommend that, but that's what we did. We kept reinvesting our money, our profits, and friends and family. We got some loans from family, and that's helped, and gotten some credit card. We increased our credit card limit and some bank loans. We're trying to hold out as long as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it also sounds like probably really the right decision to not take a deal on Shark Tank until you're in a much better kind of like position for more leverage.
Yeah. It's just, we've been bootstrapping everything, and we don't have the fanciest marketing, but it's for us, what's really worked is just organic, and I think people appreciate that nowadays. It's like we don't have the fanciest like pictures on Instagram, but we tell our story. We show a lot of like the behind the scenes, and it's worked for us.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's also like people now want that breath of fresh air with just like what's real, what's actually happening, who is this like, what's the more authentic side of this brand versus like everything being polished and, everyone having just huge marketing budgets to spray all over the internet.
Absolutely.
What is the best and worst advice that you've received in your entrepreneurial journey?
Let's see, the best advice would be to, honestly, was what we got from Shark Tank, which was grow slow. And I didn't understand that until we started running into a lot of issues, like, with staying in stock, like supply chain. That was, we grew so fast, we couldn't fulfill our orders in time, and a lot of things fell through the crack. Now I really understand why they said grow slow. And then the worst advice would probably be, I think someone, the lady laughing at us. I felt really bummed when she did that, and I felt discouraged. And if I had let that get to me, then I probably wouldn't have launched the Beauty Pops. So now looking back, it's just like, go for it. Believe in your product and believe in yourself, because it's like we wouldn't be where we were at if we let, that one person put us down.
100%. I think blocking out the noise and, choosing what advice you take on and what you kind of leave behind, it's like, it's a skill. I think it's pretty hard, like, to develop the thick skin attitude where you're like, oh yeah, just brush that off, because, those things really can get into your psyche and your like mental state. But it's so important to try and just leave that stuff behind and keep forging forward.
So there was actually this one TikTok of a really famous, she was like a really famous TikToker, and she made fun of our product. She kind of used a clip of my viral video and was just kind of like laughing at it, like, these are pops that you should eat. And I was really bummed out about that too. And it took me some time to get over it because so many people were commenting like, that's crazy. Like, why are you rubbing popsicles on your face? And but then I realized that, like, not everybody has the same like mythology. Like, there are some people that, believe in, I guess I'd say, like, dermatologists would, sometimes for acne, they would recommend using acne treatments where,
Like Roaccutane and stuff.
yeah, like Roaccutane or taking like drugs. Whereas for us, it's natural and going the holistic way.
Yeah, everyone has a different opinion and a different approach for life themselves. But yeah, I mean, that sounds tough. I get like a snide comment on TikTok and I'm like, like, what the heck? It's tough. So I can't even imagine that kind of feeling. Like, must be, a difficult one to battle with. Yeah, battle with. That's what I was going to say, not rattle with. At the end of every episode, I ask a series of 6 quick questions, some of which we might have covered, but some of which we might not have. So I ask them all the same. Question number 1 is, what's your why? Why are you doing what you're doing?
So I really, like, growing up, I was really self-conscious about my skin, and that, I want to help others feel confident in their skin. And, we don't promise flawless skin, but it's just feeling good in your own skin. And, there's just something very therapeutic about self-care and self-love. And that's what our products really bring out. It's just taking time for yourself. And, I got an email like a couple of months ago about this lady who she suffered from anxiety and depression, and she was really excited about using our beauty pops every night for her like nighttime, routine. And, it just really helped calm her and soothe. It was like really soothing for her. And that's why we do this. That is my why.
Yeah, that's impactful. That's powerful to receive something like that. I can see that. Question number 2, and I guess we've already covered this, but maybe we'll see if there's something else that can come through. What's been the number 1 marketing moment? Or maybe the second or third, so that we don't go for the viral TikTok videos.
I'd say for us, it was like Shark Tank really put us on the map, being able to share our story. And then, yeah, like TikTok, doing, just showing, like, sharing our story and like being authentic and genuine.
I love it. Question number 3 is, what's your go-to business resource when it comes to book, podcast, or newsletter?
So I love listening to your podcast. I have it on my
cool.
Yeah, I just love hearing other people's story and just kind of knowing that I'm not, like, that we're not doing this alone. Like, other people are going through the same things that we are. It just gives me a lot of like insight on like what everybody else is doing. And then I do love reading books and just talking to other friends that are entrepreneurs too, who are also like in the same industry.
100%. How did you find us, by the way?
So I found your Instagram.
Oh, wow, that's so cool. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I found your Instagram, and then I started looking you up on Spotify, and started listening to you. So
Love that for me and for you. Question number 4 is, how do you win the day? What are your AM or PM rituals and habits that keep you feeling happy and motivated and productive?
So trying to wake up early and really seizing the day. Like, we get up and I have my morning matcha, and I listen to like some relaxing music just to kind of get into the zone, and then get started with work. I think a morning ritual is really important.
Yeah, if I'm like in a bad morning routine phase, it's pretty tough. And I'm in like kind of a bad one at the moment where It's just a bit all over the shop. You know, sometimes if you drop a habit, it kind of just throws you, and then you kind of drop multiple habits and you're like, ugh. And I'm in a bit of one of those like bad routine phases. I really need to get back into like the non-checking of the phone. That's my biggest one. I'm really bad with checking my phone at the moment.
Same here. And like, you know, for me, it's just starting kind of slow because it like I used to wake up, check emails, and I would just be so overwhelmed, and you know, and then I would start off not happy or just feeling like I had a long list of to-dos. But now I kind of ease into it. I listen to some music, meditate, and I feel that's helped me a lot.
Yeah, I need to get back into that kind of rhythm. I get that like feeling of, it's not, the word isn't necessarily anxiety. Like it's a form of anxiety, but it's like this just like bubbling feeling of like, I don't know, but I hate it. I need to get rid of that. Anyway, next question. Question number 5. What is the worst money you've ever spent in the business to date?
Paying for influencers. I know that, you know, it's like, for sure, like, I think that it's really important to have influencers, but I don't recommend paying a lot because I think that you should pay what they're, you know, like what they require or what they're worth. I do believe, like, you know, there are some influencers that do align with our brand, but for us, we just didn't know how to find influencers that understood our brand or understood our product. So, you know, we hired some influencers, we paid them a lot of money, and I don't think that they really understood our product. So that was just a really bad experience for us.
How much did you spend? What's the most expensive like campaign you did?
Yeah, we did like one that was like $5,000, and they did a video, and it was just not, you know, it didn't get much engagement, and I don't think that she really understood our product, and we were just really kind of disappointed because I think that doing it organically is better. Like people that reach out to you and, you know, want to try your product or are excited about your product. I think going the other way where you're like looking for influencers, it's like sometimes they're not really passionate about it. And so it kind of shows through when they're in their, you know, content.
Yeah, and that's a key learning, 100%. You really need to tap into people who are already excited about your product, who really are going to authentically speak to their community and their audience with love. It makes so much sense.
Yes. And I'm all for paying influencers. Like, as long as I know that they're really passionate about our product, like we're all for it. But I think that it's just, if you're like going out there and just looking for influencers and not really knowing if they like your product or not, I don't recommend that because it does get really expensive.
Yeah, 100%. And last question number 6, what is a major fail or mistake that you can share, and how did you deal with it?
We partnered with a 3PL company, and that was a really bad experience because they were small. We wanted to support them, but it's just, I don't think that they could handle the capacity. They couldn't handle the number of orders that we had. So I think that you really want to think like for the future, like plan for the future and not just go with someone that's like small or affordable. Think big and know that if you do go viral, if something does happen, like, are they capable of growing with you? Because that can really mess up a lot of things.
Yes, that's also a key piece of learning there. Like 100%, you want to partner with people that have the ability to scale, that have the ability to move with you while you do, and kind of like have the systems and processes that are just, you know, tried and true and tested from like huge other brands. That's a real good one. Lynda, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show today and share your journey with Love and Pebble. This has been so lovely to meet you.
Thank you so much for having me.